Hmm. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. And the key is there. I'm assuming this is where'd it go? These are the keys for the Badger mobiles. And that one is sitting there, and Meekins couldn't have gotten in here. So Meekins' story now is provable. While you're tied up here for a while in the room next door. Okay, please. Must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can from the other kidnappers' identity. I also see a blue badger suit in this trash can below. This must work with the dispose of old and worn out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw out costumes away in pieces. Wait. Yeah, I think that... Yeah, this one's Bad Badger. That piece is from Bad Badger. And we got his head. His head was left in our room. What do we have here? Broken sword. Any of them have a sword? Those are just handcuffs. None of them had a sword. Looks like a broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it in another way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. This door is sorely broken thanks to the police who forced it open. The doorknob handle thing is looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happened when 10 officers break their way through within brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent. But how is that possible after what the officers told us? Yeah, it's like the lock had been in use when the door was busted down. The lock is out to be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be? Ooh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and well, I know I already asked you when you were out there, but these were real. What would you put in them? There's expectant glance in her eyes that I am about to dash. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful where you step, Kay. I only found that other opening once, you know. You didn't fall in, you straight jumped in. Yes, there's a trapdoor in this room, too. It's not a trapdoor. It's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. I know that. The door leading to the outside world was locked. So Lance must have escaped his prison through here. Ciao, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is it here? And are they planning to repair it? Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever designed did it perfectly. They're not even a single hair off. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? That second one is clearly not aligned. I feel bad for using these because it's like stealing the perfection away. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. Yeah, like they are not perfectly aligned. I don't know what she's going on. Sign advertising a photo rally. Something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do, and I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see. She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to the criminal investigation. What? I wonder what this key is to. You got me. It reminds me of the key found in the other room. That's it. This must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I am not having this conversation with you. Okay, so we're not talking about how it belongs to the car. There's 3 cups of coffee. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like there's only 3 cups were used. That's kind of weird. Poster of Gatewaterland is stuck on this wall. Intriguing, fun, prestige, Gatewaterland has it all and is waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Folding chairs. And by the look of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs set around the table. Your cats are just chaos goblins, aren't they? Common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs. The number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up, literally. Is it possible that there is a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? Or is Lance one of the kidnappers? It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight despite being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. The sword was used to keep the door closed. Oh, you mean... Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. You see how the handle is completely destroyed. So that's how the sword broke. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers, but instead we're only covering more questions that need to be answered. Hi. Hi. What is this? Well, well, Mr. Edwards, am I correct? What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? It's an underground passage used by the staff members, sir. We badgers make use of it on all our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first, and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. Proto-badger get. Alright, only one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh. See? Look! Now all I have to do is get the picture of the bad badger and I'm done. Ah, yes. I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. What? It's gone! Where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? Bad badger costume's missing, sir. Oh? Is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it. I'd heard it was stolen. I heard about how they were stolen. But they said only three of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto-Badger, please tell me more about these costumes you use. What do you mean by a bad badger costume is missing? Why, it's just what I said, sir. We are one bad badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally we don't use the bad badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during certain events at a set time each day. Ooh, was the killer wearing it? Is that the one the killer was wearing? It's a show stage where the bad badger wreaks havoc around the park. The other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Then doesn't that mean it's near impossible to take a picture of Bad Badger? Personally, I can't believe it's that close to the show time and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then, are you saying that there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh? Recall the costumes for a minute, and how one is literally in that can right next to us, and we're not talking about it. What proves the forced kidnapper does not exist? Would he be referring to this? Because they didn't take 4 of a kind? If you had 4 people, and you had wanted to steal a forced costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal the pink badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe the culprit needed 2 bad badger costumes. The question is why? The second bad badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. Huh? What do you mean? That costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it's wearing a very telltale pants? Hey, you're right. Let's get out of there and take a look. Oh, there's a hole in the hand. As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well, minus its head. Look, its hand is hurt. Looks more like something ripped off it. Off of it. It'd be the gun. So I guess we can present that. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Oh, the gun. Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However, you there, did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun's supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis. The gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functional weapon, correct? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use it we need to use them for the stage show. It seems our kidnappers also had a need for a model gun. My dear costume friend. Think we're about done with this room. Okay, so what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there's still a few things left we have to ask certain person about. Let's go, Kay. Miss Edwards, sir. Gotta hurry, sir. Come on. What is it, detective? They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that the one? Isn't that one of the ones kidnappers were wearing? Bingo. That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we might be able to get there before Wolf Boy does. Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. That wasn't there earlier. Where's the costume, detective? Just the other side of the fountain, sir. It's a blue badger one as well. And, oh, there's a necklace in there. Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out in order to examine it more thoroughly. Let's get down to it. What do we have here? Wings? Oh, it's another pendant. That's 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby is made of platinum silver too. Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... Hold it right there. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ugh. A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. You say that about every piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. See what I tell ya? What did I tell you? She's involved. She is his daughter. Lauren, hey, it's a name engraved on this. Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Lolly, I believe you would what? I can't believe you were one of the kidnappers. Lance! You're kidding. Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean a special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
Again, Mr. Prosecutor, what is it this time? Are you proposing Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of this a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who you calling a sham, pal? That officer's gun didn't show any signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges. I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? I did say that, didn't I? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. No, I don't think so. I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops. Yes? I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and a killer. Isn't that enough? Put the scissors down. Now. It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? La 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 la. I've had a change of heart. I think I enjoy seeing you sulk away at a losing butt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear about all that evil deeds you committed today. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was according to plan. But since we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. Really now? Really now? There, are you satisfied? He's confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really true? Yes, it is. That is the truth. It certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. Why do you think he did?
I have no idea, but maybe he was planning to do something from the very beginning. Miss Pops.
Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yeah. I'm so sorry, but I don't think what you said you claimed is that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
Why? We're total strangers. No, you're not. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. No, it didn't. I'm guessing it didn't add the wings, right? Oh, it did. But does it want the wings, or does it want this?
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me?
So what about the pendant? This whole pendant goes. This whole pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. Okay, so it was gonna take both.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're the same color and even made of the same material.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try?
Wow, it's totally a Pegasus. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
What? No, that can't be.
So these two make a set. Heh, just another trinket. It's not as though it changes anything. You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. This is a piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. Probably this, right?
Take that!
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Devoret. That name is etched into this horse pendant.
What? An alias?
I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense that given what is written in Mr. Devoret's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. The specific section which reveals the true meaning behind those pendants.
Take that!
Mr. Devoret had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops.
That's a lie. That person was not my father.
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe that he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in the kidnapping plot?
Not so fast!
And what's so funny, Agent Lang?
You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you?
What are you trying to say?
Your thinking is too innocent. After all, I've thought of it as a possibility.
Is that so? Well, let's hear it.
I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It's no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. The two of them made good on their meeting and planned this little kidnapping. What do you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
I don't think so. So this is his version of how things might have been.
You don't have proof that either one did know of the other's their true relationship, right?
You mean they know it? You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter?
That's right. As one really rotten family.
Is that really what happened? I better take a hard look at the evidence. I feel like it all is going to end up tying to this. I think the son is definitely in on the kidnapping. And they did it to get the money to pay off this loan. I think that's what's happening here. And then somehow Mr. Amano, or not Mr. Amano, the butler guy killed Oliver. I think that's why he, like, something tied with it is why he got killed. So I think Lance is the killer. He probably tricked them into helping him with this idea. And then in order to keep them quiet, he killed him. He killed the dad, but he didn't kill her yet. Either that or he's going to keep her quiet somehow. I feel like the son is involved and he was trying to get the money to pay off this loan. I didn't mean to hit present. Wrong button.
Hold it.
Your objection is overruled, Madsy. You mean they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives?
Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair.
The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were in fact family.
Yes, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles as well.
Hold it.
I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence.
Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary.
Sir, without evidence, we're stuck in a stalemate. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad.
I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Did the two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter?
Hold it.
You think they knew?
Yeah, I don't think the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't.
Because he was on the lam.
You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore,
I don't understand the logic they're going here. Unless it's probably like the two of them, but 3 costumes were stolen. I think that might be what it wants here. It kind of seems a little dumb, but
Objection.
it's a dumb contradiction.
the kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone.
What kind of proof do you have of that?
Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers.
3?
Man, it's fair to call that out, but I was also not thinking about like us, like they built it up as us trying to find a connection, like proving that, oh, these 2 knew each other. They had the whole thing planned out. I wasn't thinking about like you could just say like they planned it out, but oh hey, there's another they just had another person involved that you weren't mentioning. But whatever, game. 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we could assume they were worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping.
Who are you? Who is this mastermind?
I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping.
Is it actually? I think it has to be Lance.
I think that's the only thing that works. Is that Lance was the 3rd. This is the 3rd person.
Take that!
Lance Amato?
Yes. This abduction was in fact a schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us.
See the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, these 3 kidnappers, however, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said.
But I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. Possibly couldn't see all 3 of them.
Ah, yes. About when were you being held? I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive?
I really don't remember much anymore, honest.
But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cut. But I had a stroke of luck. They left me alone. Why are the handcuffs still on you? Made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. So the underground passageway, I presume.
You okay?
Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but... Now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. How can you not? Why do you look at me with I see daggers in your eyes?
Because he's a prosecutor. And because they're all like that.
I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There is a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little.